Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thanks for being here on this beautiful summer day. We're excited to have Lake Erie Sound with us. My name is Aaron Lonke. I'm the Media and Events Coordinator for the city. The mayor sends his regards. Unfortunately, he's out of town today at a conference, but wants to let you all know that we're excited to have you here, and we're ready to get started in just a minute. Sounds of Summer is a concert series that the city of Erie works together with our sponsors, and we have a few sponsors that I want to mention. Northwest Savings Bank, First National Bank, PNC, of course, Erie Bank, Marquette Savings Bank, and Key Bank all made this series possible. So this is the fourth fourth night for the concert series. Next week will be, again, in 2 weeks. We're taking a week off for the 4th. In 2 weeks, Monday, July 9th, at the Soldiers and Sailors Home over on East 3rd Street, the Bayfront Dixieland Band will be playing. And we have some schedules here, so if you need one, we'll be around with these for the future. But for tonight, we have Lake Erie Sound. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show and give it up for tonight's headliner.
We're singing high neighbor, what do you know and what do you say? Hi neighbor, throw all your worries away. We're here to entertain you in the barbershop style. Throw your cares and troubles aside for a while. We're singing hi neighbor, now's the time to say hi. Now's the time to say hi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are Lake Erie Sound, an all-male a cappella chorus. We are here to sing for you, and you're here to listen to us. I sure hope we get done before you do. So just sit back and relax and enjoy some good old barbershop songs.
We're here to entertain you in the barbershop style. So throw your cares and troubles aside for a while. We're singing hi neighbor, now's the time to say hi. Now's the time to say
Thank you very much. So this ham sandwich walks into a bar. Goes up to the bar stool and says, "Bartender, give me a drink." The bartender said, "I'm sorry, we don't serve food here." Hey, there's more where that one came from. So this mushroom walks into the same bar, jumps up on the bar stool and said, "Bartender, give me a drink." The bartender looked at him and said, "I'm sorry, we don't serve food here." And the mushroom said, "Why not? I'm a fun guy." Hey, thank you very much. We're going to sing a few more songs for you and keep the night going.
There's a gal who lives on my street. Prettiest gal you ever did meet. You can't help but recognize her. All the fellas No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be the only one for me to do and do for me. So happy together, happy together, happy
Okay, so I got to tell you something that happened to me a few weeks ago. My wife and I were driving. She asked me for a lip balm, and accidentally I gave her the super glue. She didn't talk to me for a week. Yeah. So in our style, we have some traditional songs, and we're going to actually, I'm going to say this. If you thought I can get away with not singing at a barbershop concert, you're wrong. And we're going to ask for some audience participation now. The song you probably know, it's called Let Me Call You Sweetheart. And we're actually going to sing this a couple times. We're going to change things up the second time around. So first time we're going to sing with you. The guys will sing with you as well. But let's sing through and see how it goes, okay? Does everybody know Let Me Call You Sweetheart? Yeah? Most people? Good. All right.
nice and loud. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so true. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you.
All right, very good. Now, I said we're going to change things up. Let's sing it again, but this time, let's drop all the pronouns. So don't sing any of the pronouns. Does everybody remember what a pronoun is? Now, I saw the show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And I flunked out at first grade. So a pronoun are words like you, I, me. I think that's pretty much all those in that song. With that? We. So anytime the word I comes up, or you, or me, or any other pronoun, don't sing it. All right? You guys up for the challenge? I hear some sides out there like, oh no, a pop quiz. I hate a pop quiz. So here we go. Ready? Here we go.
Let me call you sweetheart.
Let's call sweetheart
In love with. Wow, nice job.
sweetheart. Call sweetheart. In love with.
All right, and then sticking with the traditional barbershop songs, the old style songs, we're going to sing another one you might recognize. Feel free to sing with us if you want. I will not make you sing without the pronouns, all right? I'm going to give up all my jokes early in the show. So these three pieces of string were standing outside a bar. Don't judge me, all right? So they're standing outside this bar, and they say, hey, let's go in and get a drink. They all look at each other and say, you know what? We know darn well we're not going to get a drink inside that bar. So the first piece of string said, well, let me go try it. The string goes into the bar, jumps up on the bar stool, and says, bartender, give me a drink. The bartender looked at him and said, I'm sorry, we don't serve drinks to pieces of string in this bar. Get out of here. So the piece of string got out of the bar, went to his two friends and said, you know what? I think we're right. We're not going to get a drink in this bar. Well, the second piece of string said, oh, yeah, well, let me try. Gets all huffy and puffy, walks inside the bar, jumps up on the bar stool and says, bartender, give me a drink. The bartender looked at him and said, I told you, we don't serve drinks to a piece of string in this bar. Get out of here. So that piece of string got out of the bar, feeling pretty sad as well. So they looked at the third piece of string and said, let's just go someplace else. We're not going to get a drink here. And the third piece of string said, that's it. I'm going inside there. I'm going to get a drink. Watch this. So he rolled himself up into a ball, got all tangled up, took his hair and frizzed it all up, rolled inside that bar, jumps up on the bar stool and said, bartender, give me a drink. The bartender looked at him and said, hey, aren't you that piece of string that was just in here? The string said, I'm afraid not. Thank you. I appreciate that positive reinforcement there. The rest of you, just think about it. Tomorrow you'll get it, all right? Just don't worry, it'll come to you. So the next song we're going to sing it's an old song that is a really good song for our area, and we sang the song or learned the song a couple of years ago during the Erie 200 celebration. The song is called "A Son of the Sea," and it deals with talks about being a sailor and all the stuff you deal with on the water. So.
You know about it. Oh.
Dark is the deep and restless sea. Cold is its briny tomb. Here's are its swells as they crash on me. But warm is its loving.
You know, while we're standing back there, I Did you guys see that flight of geese going over there, a whole flock of geese?
No.
You guys couldn't see it because you're looking this way. It's a big flight of geese. But by the way, did you ever notice when you see a flight of geese that they always fly in a V formation?
They want some fruit.
And did you ever notice, though, that one of the legs of the V is sometimes longer than the other leg?
They want some fruit.
Did you ever notice that?
Yep.
You know why that is?
Why?
Because the one that's longer has more geese in it.
They want some fruit.
That was better than Aaron's jokes.
Good, very good.
Yeah, and we thought, well, his jokes were bad. Well, you know, this barbershop stuff has been around for a couple of hundred years. And what the heck made it so popular? You know, 200 years ago, the black slaves were singing it in the fields while they're working, that four-part harmony. And by the end of the 1800s, it started catching on, and guys all over the country were singing it. And they were singing it in barbershops, because that's where the guys were hanging around. Their wives wouldn't let them hang around in bars, you know, so they hung around in barbershops. So, in about the 1930s, two guys named Rupert Hall and R.C. Cash decided that they were going to have a rehearsal and actually formally sing this four-part harmony. And everybody just singing at random in barbershops all over the country. Well, they invited a few guys. Next week, about 75 more came. And then 100 came. And pretty soon, well, I'll make a long story short, it's turned into the Barbershop Harmony Society. This spread now all over the world. And tens of thousands of people, men and women alike, are singing this four-part harmony. In fact, next week in Orlando this year is the international competition. It's a whole week-long convention, and they come from all over the world. They'll be here from Japan and from New Zealand and Australia and Germany and England, Sweden. It's funny to hear the guys in Sweden and some of these places who can't speak English, but they sing it perfectly without an accent. It's really amazing. And some of them don't even understand any English. But it's amazing. So this barbershop stuff really picked up and got pretty popular, but what the heck was it that makes it so popular? Well, it's that four-part harmony chord. You know when somebody plays the piano, sometimes they play a chord with 5 notes or 4 keys? Well, we sing with 4 of those notes. And now if one of those notes is off a little bit, it's like a train wreck. Doesn't sound so good. Now sometimes the piano player is playing, he hits a 4-point chord, and then he hits a couple of notes on his, just single notes. But not us. We sing all 4 parts on every single note. That's what makes it sound different, and that's what makes it difficult to do. So years ago, we were singing for Aunt Dora. And Aunt Dora said, this is 30-some years ago, my sons here were little guys, and they sang, and she said, that was very good, but you're all singing different notes. Says, well, Aunt Dora, that's the whole point of the whole thing. So we talked to some other people in our audiences and found out that, gee whiz, some people really didn't understand exactly what we're doing. So we decided that we're going to build a quartet and show people how we build this 4-part harmony chord. Would you like us to do that for you? All right, we're going to do that. We're going to sing My Wild Irish Road, one part at a time, and put it all together and see what it sounds like. What do you think? Okay, who would like to volunteer to sing the lead? All right, Nick.
He said too.
This is my little grandson, Nick. Nick, would you sing My Wild Irish Road? Give him a pitch. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. Thank you, Nick. Now that's the lead part. Now the next part is the bass. He's the one that sings down here. And the bass and lead match is very important in barbershop. So who would like to volunteer for the bass part? Brian. Nick's son. Or Nick's father. See, that would make me the grandmother. No. I'm my own grandpa. You know there's a song, I'm my own grandpa? Let's sing that someday. Okay, but first I'm going to tell a joke. My wild Irish rose, together? Let's try that.
You try to get me. Move. I'm good. Okay, what are you doing?
That sounds pretty good already, doesn't it? Now we're going to put in the real high one, the tenor. This is the one that very few of the barbershoppers can never get up to. And if somebody can sing tenor, we just bow down to them. Who would like to volunteer for tenor? Give a volunteer? No, I don't see any volunteers for tenor. Ian Lampy, would you sing tenor? Ian is an amazing tenor. You'll find out why I said that. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. Okay, let's put all three of those together. Stay here, Ian. We're going to do three of them. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. Thank you, guys. Don't go far away, because now we're going to add the sweet sounding part. Now that sounded pretty good, didn't it? Sounded like nice harmony. But there's one part that we add that takes those chords that they just sang and just makes them explode. It's all those sweet little chords that give you the chills up and down your back when you hear barbershop. And that's the baritone part. Now, if you're a baritone, you're practicing alone, your wife's going to probably put earplugs in. But we would like to have somebody volunteer. John. All right, John. John has been with us now for 5.5 weeks, and he's already volunteering to sing on stage. How about that, folks? My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. And now a quartet, all four parts.
Oh yeah.
The sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. The bloom from my wild Irish
Well, I hope we showed you a little bit, or maybe you have a little bit better understanding of how we make a barbershop chord. Thank you.
Down by the cold little stream, where I first met you, with your eyes of blue.
Thank you. All right, I've got a question for you. Why do Eskimos wash their clothes in Tide? Why do Eskimos wash their clothes in Tide? It's too cold outside. I warned you, they get worse. All right, you might have noticed that we have a big array of songs, old and new. So we're going to bring things a little bit more modern again to a Billy Joel song that he wrote for his daughter. Okay, I promise I won't tell any more jokes. Want to thank. Thanks. Want to thank the Erie Parks and Recreation for inviting us out here this evening. I'm going to have a little shameless plug for our organization. We meet every Tuesday at St. Mary's East on the Reed Street exit. So if you know any guys, if you're a guy that likes to sing or know anybody that likes to sing, come on and join us. We have a lot of fun. We meet at 7:30 If you've never sung and you've considered it because you like singing, as long as the water doesn't turn cold when you shower and you sing, you can sing with us, all right? And we will teach you how to sing. We'll teach you the notes and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So think about that. If you know anybody that likes to sing, come on and feel free to join us.
Does that include us women?
I think they said.
Pass me by one summer day, and flash those big brown eyes my way, and oh, I wanted you forevermore. Now, baby, I'm not one that gets around, swear my feet stuck to the ground, and oh, I never did meet you before. And I said, hello, Mary Lou, goodbye, heart. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. That we never part, so hello, Mary Lou, goodbye, heart. Saw your lips, I heard your voice, believe me, I just had no choice, wild horses couldn't make me stay away. Thought about a movement night, and arms around you good and tight, that's all I need to see for me to stay. Hey, hello, Mary Lou, goodbye, heart. So
I heard that women are allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia. And they were so excited to have that freedom. You know, they haven't had that freedom yet in that country. You know the freedoms that we have in this country that we don't even think about? You know, I was in China. I said, you ever been to so-and-so place? No, the government doesn't recommend it. You can't leave China by go out of the country. You can't get a passport and hop on a plane and go have a vacation in Europe or something. You can't do that. You can't work where you want to work. You don't live where you want to live. You can't worship where you want to worship. You can't write in a newspaper what you want to write. You can't say what you want to say. You know, we forget those freedoms as Americans because we lived with them for so long. Russian author Solzhenitsyn once said, you Americans give away your freedom so cheaply. And we do, because they were won so dearly over the century, over the many, many years, hundreds of thousands of people's blood spilled for the freedoms that allows us to sit here tonight under this beautiful sky and be free. And right now there's a lot of young people around the world defending that freedom for us. You know, President Reagan once said something that really stuck with me. He said, in many countries around the world, the government tells the people what their privileges are. But in America, we the people tell the government what it's allowed to do, because we the people are free. And that freedom is being challenged every day around the world, and young men and women in uniform are defending it 24 hours a day right now in some lonely corner across the world so that we can enjoy their freedom today. So we're going to devote this next song to them. Our favorite song, our rendition, and we hope you like it, of our national anthem.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars
much. I am going to tell a joke.
Thanks.
So a frog walks into a bank, and he walks up to the teller. Her name is Patricia Wack, and he goes, "Hi, I'd like to take out a loan, please." And she goes, "Well, okay, I'm going to have to see a valid form of ID." So he hands her this little porcelain figure. And she goes, "I'm sorry, sir, that's not a valid form of ID." And he goes, "Well, my dad's Mick Jagger, can't you just take it?" And she says, "No, sir, I'm sorry, I cannot take this as a valid form of ID." And the frog goes, "Well, I'd like to speak to your manager." And she says, "Okay, I'll see what I can do." So she goes into the back, and the manager says, "Well, what's the problem, Patricia?" And she says, "Well, this frog comes up to me and says that since his dad is Mick Jagger, I should take this tiny porcelain figure as a valid form of photo ID." And the manager goes, "Well, it's a knick-knack, paddywhack. Give the frog a loan. His old man's a Rolling Stone." So, just like that joke, our next song's kind of fun, and as we talked about before, there's 4 parts in Barbershop, and this one features our tenors. So if you know it, sing along.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A promise is a promise. So I want to thank everybody for coming out this evening. I know it's a little bit cooler than what the summer we'd like to have, but I think a lot better than the alternative of, actually two alternatives, cold and rainy, and 90 degrees, which I believe is coming this weekend. So I am very grateful for this evening and the weather we're having. Again, I want to thank the Erie Parks and Recreation for having us out this evening. I know there's a series that they're doing, 8 different shows, locations. There are flyers around. I see one right there on your left. So support them, try to get to the next performance. I don't know who it is, I don't remember who's next on the list. But again, thank you for coming out. We have one more song to wrap up, and it's one of my favorite songs that we sing. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. Have a nice evening and a blessed night. Thank you.
It's gonna be called in a story. Like it's gonna be called inside.
But when I'm down, and I'm down there, I'm down and my heart and I'm teary. Well, I lift up my head and he lifts up my heart and my troubles just all roll away, 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 roll away. When I lift up my head and he lifts up my heart and my troubles just all roll away, roll away. Now I can see the sun with my head to the ground, distant my vision and weigh my heart down. But I must see everywhere I look and pray, lift up my head and he lifts up my heart and my troubles just all roll away. Roll away, roll away, roll away.
Thank you very much. Everybody have a good night.